Seniors, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I'm a doctor, and I've watched the kidney industry from the inside, and what I've seen is terrifying. Kidney disease isn't rare. It's part of a trillion-dollar global health market that thrives on keeping seniors sick, not well. Every year, billions are made from dialysis machines, transplant drugs, and hospital treatments. And here's the dark secret. The same corporations raking in these profits don't want you to recognize the early warning signs of kidney decline. Because once you're on dialysis, you're locked into a system that generates money for them every single week. This isn't conspiracy, it's business. The food exports pumped into grocery stores are loaded with kidney-damaging salts, additives, and preservatives. And when awareness campaigns rise up, guess what happens? They spend millions paying influencers and wellness experts to normalize dangerous symptoms as if they're just normal aging. They know that if you blame your fatigue, swelling, or constant bathroom trips on getting older, you'll never connect it to kidney decline until it's too late. By then, you're not a patient, you're a customer. A 14-year study revealed that seniors with hidden kidney decline were 57% more likely to die from heart disease. Yet almost none of them knew it until it was advanced. That's how silent and deadly this really is, and that's why I'm here today. In this video, we're going to expose the 7 silent kidney symptoms that look like normal aging, but are not. And stick around, because number 3 is so shocking that researchers now link it to faster kidney failure and a higher risk of early death. Yet almost every senior brushes it off. References are in the description below. Don't take my word for it. See the science yourself. Now let me ask you, how old are you? Share it in the comments. We're not skimming, we're replying to every single one. Now, without any further ado, let's start this countdown with number 7. And it's a symptom so ordinary, most seniors ignore it every single day. Number 7. Cold hands and feet. Cold hands and feet are one of those symptoms that most seniors dismiss immediately. You might think, of course I'm colder now, my circulation just isn't what it used to be. But when it happens often, especially when others around you feel comfortable, it can be a silent sign that your kidneys are struggling. The kidneys don't just filter waste, they also help produce a hormone called erythropoietin, or EPO. This hormone tells your body to make red blood cells. When kidney function drops, so does EPO, and fewer red blood cells means less oxygen is carried to your muscles and tissues. The result: poor circulation, anemia, and that constant feeling of cold in your extremities. Science has proven this link. A study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that nearly 47% of patients with early-stage kidney disease also showed signs of anemia, even before more obvious kidney symptoms appeared. Anemia doesn't always scream its presence. It whispers through fatigue, pale skin, and especially cold hands and feet. That's why this subtle change is so easy to mislabel as just aging. Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher, used to bring an extra sweater to every church gathering because she was always cold. She thought it was her slowing metabolism, but routine blood work showed her red blood cell count was low, and her doctor traced it back to reduced kidney function. She was shocked. What she thought was nothing more than being sensitive to the weather was actually her body's cry for help. This symptom matters because anemia worsens quickly once kidney function dips. Less oxygen delivery means your muscles tire faster, your brain feels foggier, and your risk of heart problems climbs higher. Seniors who ignore it may find themselves weaker, slower, and more dependent, all while thinking it's just part of growing older. That's why cold hands and feet should never be brushed off. They can be the earliest clue that your kidneys are losing their ability to support the rest of your body. And if this symptom sounds concerning, wait until you hear the next one. Because while feeling cold is frustrating, the following warning sign most seniors ignore it until it's far too late. Number 6. Persistent hiccups. Hiccups seem harmless. Everyone gets them from time to time, usually after eating too fast or drinking something fizzy. But when hiccups become frequent, lasting for minutes or even hours, they can be a red flag that your kidneys are in trouble. The reason is tied to toxins. When kidneys begin to fail, they can't properly filter waste products from the blood. One of those waste products is urea, and when urea builds up, it irritates nerves in the diaphragm, the muscle responsible for breathing. That irritation can trigger repeated hiccups, not once in a while, but again and again. This isn't just theory. A clinical report in the Journal of Nephrology documented that nearly 30% of patients with advanced kidney problems experienced recurrent hiccups before their diagnosis. Doctors often overlook it because hiccups are such a common, everyday nuisance. But in seniors, frequent hiccups can be a silent sign of a much bigger problem brewing below the surface. I think of Robert, a 70-year-old retired bus driver who laughed off his hiccups at first. He would get them after dinner and joke with his wife about eating too fast. But when they started waking him up at night and lasting for hours, she convinced him to see his doctor. Blood work revealed dangerously high levels of urea in his blood, a direct consequence of declining kidney function. Robert later admitted, "I never imagined hiccups could mean something so serious." The danger is not the hiccups themselves, but what they represent. Chronic hiccups in seniors can point to toxin buildup that is already stressing the body, especially the brain and heart. Left untreated, that buildup can spiral into nausea, confusion, or even seizures. It's one of the clearest examples of how a small symptom hides a massive underlying risk. So if hiccups linger or return again and again, they shouldn't be brushed aside as just bad luck. They could be the body's way of saying the kidneys are overwhelmed. And if persistent hiccups sound surprising, the next symptom is even more deceiving, because while hiccups may disturb your sleep, the following warning sign can turn every trip to the bathroom into a hidden alarm bell. Number 5. Frequent nighttime urination. Waking up once during the night to use the bathroom can be normal, but when you're up 2, 3, or even 4 times every night, it's a warning sign that something more serious is happening inside your body. Seniors often shrug this off as just getting older or a weak bladder. But in reality, frequent nighttime urination, called nocturia, can be one of the earliest clues that your kidneys are struggling. The kidneys are supposed to concentrate urine, holding onto water and releasing waste in small amounts. When they start to fail, that concentration process weakens. Instead of making a small amount of strong urine, the kidneys produce larger amounts of dilute urine. The result? You run to the bathroom over and over, especially at night when your body naturally shifts fluid from your legs back into circulation. A study in the International Urology and Nephrology Journal found that more than 60% of seniors with chronic kidney disease reported nighttime urination as one of their first noticeable symptoms. Yet most ignored it until other problems appeared. Take Harold, a 74-year-old retiree who thought his constant bathroom trips were simply part of aging. He joked with friends about never getting a full night's sleep, but behind that joke was a deeper issue. His kidneys were no longer filtering properly, and his blood pressure was rising dangerously. By the time he sought medical advice, his kidney function had dropped below 50%. The danger of nocturia isn't just the lost sleep, which can cause fatigue, memory problems, and falls in seniors. It's what it represents: kidneys already losing their ability to balance fluids and waste. That's not aging, that's damage. And if you think nighttime urination sounds disruptive, the next symptom is even harder to ignore, because it doesn't just wake you up. It shows up on your muscles, plain for everyone to see. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. Unexplained muscle cramps at night. Waking up in the middle of the night with stabbing pain in your legs or feet isn't just frustrating. It can be a silent sign of kidney trouble. Seniors often write these cramps off as dehydration, aging, or just sleeping in the wrong position. But when they happen regularly, especially at night, it may mean the kidneys are no longer balancing minerals in the blood. Healthy kidneys keep precise control over electrolytes like calcium, potassium, and sodium. These minerals are the electricity that tells muscles when to contract and relax. When kidney function drops, those levels swing wildly. The result? Sudden, sharp cramps that jolt you awake. Research supports this. A study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology reported that more than 50% of patients with kidney disease experienced recurrent night cramps linked to electrolyte imbalances. It's not just an annoyance. It's an early warning that the body's chemistry is out of sync. I think of Alice, a 70-year-old retired librarian who kept a heating pad by her bed because her calves would seize up almost every night. She assumed it was arthritis or poor circulation. But after routine tests, her doctor discovered her potassium levels were unstable, a direct sign of kidney decline. Alice was stunned. Her normal cramps were actually her body's distress call. The problem with ignoring cramps is that they don't stay harmless. Over time, unstable minerals can trigger heart rhythm issues, bone weakness, and muscle loss. Seniors often only connect the dots once it's too late. So, when night cramps become a pattern, don't dismiss them. They could be one of the earliest and clearest signs that your kidneys are struggling to keep your body in balance. And while cramps may feel painful, the next symptom doesn't hurt at first. It shows up in your face and ankles, slowly and silently, until it becomes impossible to hide. Number 3. Puffy eyes in the morning. Looking in the mirror and seeing swollen eyelids in the morning might feel like nothing more than poor sleep or allergies. But for seniors over 60, recurring puffy eyes can be a hidden sign of kidney problems. The kidneys are supposed to filter protein from the blood and keep it where it belongs. When kidney filters become damaged, protein leaks into the urine instead of staying in circulation. That protein loss allows fluid to collect in tissues, and one of the first places it shows up is around the eyes. This isn't just a cosmetic issue. Protein is essential for healing, building muscle, and keeping blood vessels healthy. When the kidneys let it escape, the whole body pays the price. A study in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that protein in the urine was one of the strongest predictors of kidney decline and cardiovascular complications in older adults. Puffy eyes may seem harmless, but they're often the earliest visual clue that the body is losing protein at a dangerous rate. James, a 72-year-old retired mechanic, laughed when his granddaughter said he looked like he had pillow eyes every morning. He thought it was just old age catching up, but a urine test later revealed high levels of protein, and his doctor explained that his kidneys were already under strain. What he saw in the mirror each day was his body begging for attention. The danger is that this symptom often hides in plain sight. People assume it's allergies, fatigue, or even too much salt. But when morning puffiness is a pattern, especially paired with foamy urine or swelling elsewhere, it's a red flag for kidney damage that can't be ignored. And while puffy eyes can be brushed off as vanity, the next symptom isn't so easy to dismiss. Number 2. Ammonia-like breath. Bad breath is embarrassing, but when it smells sharp or metallic, almost like ammonia, it's more than a dental issue. It can be a hidden sign of kidney decline. Healthy kidneys filter out urea, a waste product from protein metabolism. But when kidneys start failing, urea builds up in the blood and breaks down into ammonia. That ammonia seeps into saliva, leaving the mouth with a bitter chemical odor that no amount of brushing or mouthwash can fix. Doctors call this uremic fever, and it's one of the most distinctive yet overlooked symptoms of kidney disease. A study in the Clinical Kidney Journal found that patients with chronic kidney disease were nearly 3 times more likely to report metallic or ammonia-like taste and odor in the mouth compared to healthy adults. It doesn't happen because of poor hygiene, it happens because toxins are circulating in the bloodstream. I think of Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse who was puzzled when her husband complained that her breath smelled like chemicals. She brushed and flossed, chewed gum, and even changed toothpaste brands, but nothing helped. Only later, when she grew fatigued and tests revealed elevated urea levels, did she realize the truth. Her kidneys had been quietly failing for years, and her breath had been warning her all along. The danger of this symptom goes far beyond embarrassment. Ammonia-like breath is a sign that waste is already accumulating in the body, straining not only the mouth, but also the heart, brain, and digestive system. Seniors who ignore it may notice food tasting metallic, nausea setting in, and appetite fading, signals that kidney decline is advancing quickly. So, if your breath smells like ammonia and no amount of brushing clears it, don't dismiss it as harmless. It's a red flag that waste is backing up in the blood. And if that sounds alarming, wait until you hear the number 1 symptom, because while bad breath can be hidden with gum, this final warning sign strikes at your eyes. Number 1. Sudden ringing in the ears. Tinnitus, a sudden ringing, buzzing, or hissing in the ears, is often brushed off as just age or too much noise exposure in the past. But for seniors over 60, this symptom can be a hidden sign that the kidneys are struggling. The link might sound strange at first. Ears and kidneys seem unrelated, but they actually share delicate blood vessels and similar cellular structures. When kidneys weaken and blood pressure rises, those tiny vessels in the inner ear suffer too, leading to tinnitus. Studies confirm this surprising connection. Research published in the American Journal of Otolaryngology found that patients with chronic kidney disease were nearly twice as likely to experience tinnitus and hearing loss compared to those with healthy kidneys. The explanation is clear. Impaired kidney function affects fluid balance, nerve health, and blood flow, exactly what the inner ear depends on. Consider Evelyn, a 73-year-old retired pianist who noticed a faint ringing at night when the house was quiet. She assumed it was simply old ears, but as the ringing grew louder, she finally mentioned it to her doctor. Tests revealed declining kidney function, something she never suspected. That ringing in her ears wasn't just a nuisance, it was her body's alarm system, warning her of deeper trouble. The danger of ignoring tinnitus is twofold. First, it disrupts sleep and concentration, robbing seniors of rest and energy. But more importantly, it can signal that kidney decline is already affecting circulation and nerve function throughout the body. What starts as an ear issue may actually be the first clue of a much larger systemic problem. That's why sudden or persistent ringing in the ears should never be dismissed. For seniors, it may be one of the clearest yet most overlooked signs that the kidneys are failing silently. So, there you have it. The 7 silent kidney symptoms that far too many seniors mistake for just getting older. Cold hands and feet, persistent hiccups, nighttime bathroom trips, unexplained cramps, puffy eyes, ammonia breath, and sudden ringing in the ears. None of these are harmless quirks of aging. They are warning signals that your kidneys may already be struggling. The tragedy is that millions ignore these signs until it's too late. By then, independence is lost, dialysis looms, and life changes forever. But the good news is simple. Catching these symptoms early can change the story. With the right care, diet, and awareness, kidney decline can be slowed, controlled, and even prevented from stealing your freedom. Now I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these warning signs in your own life or in someone you love? Tell us in the comments below. We read and reply to every single one, because your story could be the very thing that saves another senior from missing the signs. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and make sure to subscribe. Because protecting your health after 60 isn't just about adding years, it's about adding strength, freedom, and dignity to the years you already have. If you've got any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.